Good morning, class. Welcome to Jesus Time today. It is Monday, so we'll start a new lesson today. Our verse for the week will be the same verse we had last week because we'll see how it fits this week too. So let's begin. This is my Bible. I open it wide and learn about Jesus from the words inside. So we remember this one, don't we? Where Jesus says in John chapter 8, verse 12, I am the light of the world. We remember those hand signs too, don't we? The sign language. I am the light of the world. And our lessons for this week, we're going to have two. The camel that followed a star, camels, gifts, and a king. So this is talking about the wise men that we read about in the Bible that followed a very bright star, a very bright light to get to Jesus, the true light of the world. So let's begin with our book. The camels that followed a star. Let me scoot a little bit more for you. There you go. The camels knelt as their masters placed brightly colored rugs over them. The men secured their packs and climbed into the saddles. The camels rose, back legs first, to their feet and turned their heads to the tug of the harnesses. The dark night was studded with stars. One seemed brighter and larger, a jewel among all the others. The camels saw that this star was always before them on the journey. The camels and their masters were following this bright star. A new star, said one of the men, seated high on the camel's back. A sign in the heavens, the birth of the child born to be king of the world. How long do you think it will take us to find him? Asked another, bouncing along in his saddle. A long time, said the other, but we'll find him. The star will guide us to the right place. Camels, gifts, and a king. The camels were pleased to stop in Jerusalem. The streets were narrow and the houses were built close together, but there was food and water, even for the camels. Their rest was short. The king here did not look happy that they were there, but he waved goodbye to them and sent them on their way along the cobbled streets and back on the sandy road, with the bright star still shining in front of them. The house where they stopped was on a hilly ground, but there was a warm light inside. A woman stood with a young child in her arms. We have come to worship the new king, said one of the men. We have traveled from the east. The men opened their packs and presented the beautiful gifts they had brought with them, gold, frankincense, and myrrh, gifts for a king. Then they bowed low to worship her son, whose name was Jesus, before returning home. Mary treasured their gifts, but she sat thoughtfully, wondering at the words of these men who had traveled so far to see the baby Jesus. How exciting that it was such a big deal that Jesus was born, that these wise men came from even far, far away to see him. And when they got there, he was already grown up a little bit. That's how long it took them to get there. They didn't get there Christmas night. They had to go and go and go until they could follow that star to his house. Thank you for joining me this week. I'm excited to talk a little bit more about Christmas and all the wonderful things that we know happen because Jesus was born. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow.